And welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien, and if I'm standing here, that can only mean it's time for our end-of-series special. There'll be outtakes, new material, favourite clips, and a sensational song and dance ending with Jeremy Corbyn, Sepp Blatter, and a pig's head on board a megabus. So stay tuned for that. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So here's a picture of the... Oh, you went too quickly, didn't I? Yeah, do you want me to roll back and do it again? Do you want to do it again? Sorry, you want me to... Yeah, you like that to reveal and then I say it.
It's been a cracking start to the show,
Really
isn't it?
We start with a round called Picture of the Week. In this round, I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's happening here?
Foreplay.
Foreplay is the first answer we've received.
Is David Cameron saying, I met your mum once?
Is it a poster for the new film, Babe 3, City Boy and the Pig?
Has the Ashley Madison website been hacked again?
Well done at taking two recent stories and slamming them together into one top-quality punchline.
Is the cameras going, whatever you do, don't open your mouth?
Don't go at any stage, right? Because we are not the ones who made this story happen, right?
Has somebody said pulled pork, and David Cameron's going, no, we're just good friends?
Oh, lovely stuff.
That is not the answer.
Is it Prime Minister updates his Tinder profile picture?
Is this a photo of David Cameron singing a rousing rendition of Two Become One by the Spice Girls?
Is Cameron going, no, I won't blow your house down, provided you just do a little something for me?
I mean, he has caught the pig in front of the house made of bricks, to be fair. It's the third one.
Yeah.
He's looking very happy in that picture, though. Is it Prime Minister gets a massive lard on?
Is there an angry farmer somewhere shouting, no, David, I said pluck a fig?
Is that a phrase anyone has ever said? Oh, where are you off? Fig plucking.
I'd sooner be a fig plucker than a fig plucker son. Well done, thank you very much, actually. I was gambling there, but I got it.
I think that photo is just David Cameron going, well, this photo shoot's never going to come back and bite me on the arse, is it?
Yeah, there's no harm in me visiting a petting zoo. There won't be any problems with that whatsoever.
Surely that would be a heavy petting zoo, anyway.
What are the latest money-saving proposals for the police that were announced this week?
This is Leicestershire Police. They have been saving money by only investigating burglaries at even-numbered houses, and they've told everybody about it.
To be fair to Leicester Police, this odd number even thing was a trial they ran because they don't have the resources to investigate every crime, and they needed some way to divide it. So one street doesn't get a full forensic investigation.
I think it's not only houses, is it? Shops as well. You can rob any 7-Eleven you like now.
Apparently, they will only investigate a burglary at an odd-numbered house if there's blood at the scene or there's been an arrest.
Yes, it's serious.
Yeah, so, you know, if you live in an odd-numbered house and you want to get an investigation and there's no blood and no arrest, presumably your only option is to cut yourself or confess.
Or quickly menstruate.
Oh, set him up.
Quickly!
Oh, that was menstruation. That is the worst superpower ever.
Time is of the essence, darling. We're not going to get this DVD player back without you putting some effort in. So,
If they're trying to do policing on the cheap, though, why don't they employ those stripograms? Because they've already got their own uniform, haven't they?
I think they're more expensive than the police.
And if they're trying to detain people, they can obviously, you know, they'll be able to do that and distract them at the same...
Give me one reason to say, copper, really? thank whoever from the production company who left the disc for a Philips monitor user's manual on my desk for me to see during the show. It's really handy. I'll upload that as the show proceeds. Genuinely, it's in 2 languages, in Japanese as well. Oh, it comes with the monitor drivers and the smart control software. Lovely. Ching ching. Yes.
Does that mean that we've recorded none of this so far?
Who has been running wild with Bear Grylls recently?
Obama.
Obama, yes.
Yeah.
That's him. A selfie of him. Why was he there? What was he doing?
He was there on a survival sort of programme for 2 days, but you think it would have been a doddle for Obama, wasn't it? I mean, he has survived 8 years as a black US president.
Does he realise that he's still president? Because he's just pissing around now. 2 weeks' time, you're going to hear the phrase dancing for survival. It's Barack and Christina.
This is supposed to be a survival programme. What technique are they demonstrating here? A selfie without a stick?
And also, of all the places where you could find a stick, you'd think they could make one.
They fashioned one. They fashioned a stick for selfies out of local shrubbery. Yes, it is. Oh, my God. Hilariously, my monitor just stopped working. If only we had the instruction disc for a monitor. There are crisis negotiations taking place between the IMF and, well, the troika of different bodies who've lent money to them and to the Greeks, and I think the Greeks will win the negotiation. And I'm willing to go on the line for this, because with only some time to go during the negotiation, with the Greeks going, please, give us a bail us out, bail us out, bail us out, all they need to do, they've got one card that the Greeks can play, which is they can play that music, which means you will eventually, because it just starts like it's just quietly in the background, just slowly. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. And then, over time, slowly the pressure builds on this music until eventually it's like, give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. And eventually, I believe it gets us faster and faster until, you know, give us some money. 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 Go. And I go, have the cash. Take the cash and go. Leave me alone. It's just fine. Really, I just wanted you to spend the rest of the evening going ding, 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 ding.
Could you hear that as well? I was worried there for a second.
Can we play the music again?
Oh, I love the music. Yeah, that's what one more time. The middle bit.
Just be so slow.
Oh my God, this is so They go faster than us. They go too fast.
Table take our combined weight. We'll get on it.
Just split the table over together. We'll try. We can flip it. I'm sure the people of Greece will be absolutely delighted.
Is it, according to legend, how much of you is your head?
Yes. Should be noted.
I'll tell you what it could be, Ansu. What proportion of that team have I seen completely butt naked?
Yeah. We used to share a flat, and I used to get bored and get in your bed.
I didn't live with Rob permanently. This is an Edinburgh Festival situation. I don't want people to think that we had actually cohabited on a permanent basis. But what did happen was... So Rob used to get naked all the time. He would windmill. Do you know...
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It was more like a, you know, the propeller on an Airfix plane.
Windy Miller's here again! Windy Miller!
You know, just basically...
Windy Miller! Windy Miller isn't the... Windy Miller isn't the thing that... He's a little man who walked through. Who's the little man who's walking through your penis?
Well, so Rob was backstage at the show. He knew that I hated this whole naked thing. I said, thank you very much, I've been Rob Shang. That's how I usually finish a show. And then I put the mic in stand, turn around, Rob's waiting in the wings, windmilling his arse off again.
Surprise! Windy Miller's back!
Is windmilling just waving it about, or is there something
Well,
more,
it's whirling,
more
isn't it?
technical?
You're not actually grinding
No.
corn or anything.
Yeah.
It's just...
So it serves no practical purpose.
it doesn't,
It's
no.
not
You
driving our economy in any way.
At no point will Rob make bread from...
What are the chances? What are the chances if you put wings on that you could get unpowered flight? Do you think? I've got quite a small cock, so I don't.
Do you think that if you had a big one, it would be possible? Is that what
I'm a dreamer!
Our next round is called Newsreel, replaying a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and asks you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prime Minister.
Well, lovely to see you, David. Oink, oink.
Lovely to see you too, Angler. Particularly because when the car pulled up, I thought you were Nicola Sturgeon. Terrible woman. Anyway, loving the jacket. Have you come as one of the minions?
I'm wearing yellow because it's the colour of Nick Clegg and I know how much you miss him. Also, it's the colour of mustard you might have on pork.
Oh, what, that silly thing? Oh, that's a plinth, small enough to hold the names of every refugee we haven't let in from Syria. Anyway, over to you, Angler.
Thank you very much, David. There are many things. Germans would like to teach Britain how to make a decent car, how to falsify emissions records.
Oh, God, I can't help daydreaming. I wonder how Porky is now.
Mostly, I want to talk about the European referendum. You plan to renegotiate, then hold an in-out referendum. This is wrong. It should be in-out, then shake it all about.
Thank you, Angler. That's certainly the approach I took in Oxford all those years ago. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done. Moving on, what has the government launched for worried parents this week?
Oh, it's the kind of instructions on the acronyms your kid might be using on the internet.
Yes, it is. It's a guide for parents and presumably also paedophiles as to what acronyms children are using online.
So it'd be like naked in front of the computer is one of them?
Yeah, NIFC is naked for the computer, yeah.
They're living very different lives to when I was a teenager. The only time I was naked in front of the computer is if I took a shower halfway through playing Championship Manager.
P999 means parents, alert. MOS means mother over shoulder. Yeah, which presumably means like she's staring over the shoulder rather than, oh. Can't text now, got my mother over my shoulder.
MOOS is member of the other sex.
Yes.
Or presumably mother over other shoulder.
Bloody hell, coming down with the mothers on the shoulder. Jesus Christ. Whose mother are you two, anyway?
Parents not just going to get paranoid of every single acronym they read
absolutely.
now. Just going like, oh, I think my son's doing ganja, cocaine, speed and ecstasy. No, he's doing his GCSEs. That's what he's doing.
They'll read it like a text and at the end of it it's just say bye. What's this mean? What's this mean at the end of the text? What's it mean? BYE. Bring your erection. What is it? Read it!
Bring your erection.
That classic booty call of bring your erection.
Have you ever been there and you've forgotten it? Oh, no.
Oh, that's my erection at home.
Don't think about coming around here without your erection again.
The only revenge, really, for parents is to turn and go, yeah, you think you've got a code for that? You think you're not the only with a code. Remember that weekend that you're staying with your grandmothers because we were going to a school reunion? Oh, no, you and your mum. Boom! That's all we're doing, right? Trying to describe it to you. Yeah, that's what we did. We booked a hotel somewhere. That's all we did. Yeah.
And do you remember when we told you that your dog went to the farm?
Yeah. Me and your mum. Boom! Here's a picture of Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn this week. So what's going on here?
Is this the beginning of the world's most harrowing sex education lesson?
Launching the new Trident replacement?
Is it just him going, ladies?
Did you just do that in my voice?
That's what I think is a really sexy voice.
Oh,
Josh,
cheers,
so
mate,
it's
cheers.
really-
Yeah.
Has the marrow entered Jeremy Corbyn in a funny-looking vegetable competition?
Is this a photo of the last two leaders of the Labour Party?
Corbyn defects to the Greens.
Oh, lovely one.
Thanks.
Too right.
I think that's the first joke I've done in 3 years on it.
Not just on air.
Is he saying new debating rules? We can only speak when we are holding the marrow.
This is a photo of a politician and a really big vegetable. Two of the only things that wear rosettes.
Is it Jeremy Corbyn's party piece? And he says, I intend to close the conference by playing Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street on my marrow.
Oh, if you just mind if you played air saxophone on a marrow, that would be the finest.
That's the only way he'll join in with the national anthem is on a novelty marrow sax.
Very good.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
Is it Corbyn recreating the dick pic he sent to Diane Abbott?
Look, it looks like the massive penis of a man who is hiding in that tree. It's over Jeremy Corbyn's shoulder.
Through this difficult time, the one thing we've always been able to rely on is, but now they're doing our dance wrong, incorrectly. Because that music comes on, I still do lobster hands for some random reason. I keep doing this, like it's a pincer dance. Not getting closer.
In other news, what have BBC producers sorry, do it again. Don't. In other news, what have BBC bosses asked their producers to do this week?
BBC who's?
BBC producers. Shall I do that again?
Oh, is this part of the story? It's about mumbling?
It's mumbling, yeah. All right, OK, don't point to a mumbler.
It was very clever how you gave us a clue.
I play with the form. In other news...
Was it about forced enunciation?
It was about forced enunciation, yes, it was. Asked their producers to do this week. Yeah, it was about mumbling, all right? Not this show. This show's never been accused of it, despite me hosting it. But other shows...
Because what you don't know is at home they can press the red button and Stephen Fry pops up and translates it for everyone.
You see him doing it. Well, what I think Dara's trying to say is the points go down. And anyway, yes, it is about mumbling. Specifically,
There was a drama, which I didn't see, maybe someone else did. I think it was called Jamaica Inn, and they had lots and lots of complaints, and now the other dramas, like Pole Dark, that I also haven't seen. Is that Pole Dark?
Pole Dark, yes.
This is very popular, so now they're really worried.
Yes, they were worried, yes.
I actually saw Jamaica Inn, because I watched it thinking it was going to be something else, and it wasn't. I was like, dude, Jamaica's changed.
Get the words out.
It's meant to be very good, Pole Dark, isn't it? But it is, in fact, an anagram of old crap.
I remember having similar problems with Pingu, though, and they never changed that.
Do you still watch it to check?
Yeah, I have to stay up late and wait for the guy doing the sign language to...
Oh, Pingu.
Brilliant if that was what the subtitles come up.
It'd be brilliant if the guy just stood in the corner going...
The mumbling issue is quite important, though, isn't it? Because I think Jeremy Corbyn has even appointed a minister for mumbling, because he feels it's important that their voices be heard. Why not?
What was the big story in men's football this week?
Men's football?
The Copa America is on, right? And a player got sent off because the guy who was marking him fingered him in the backside.
Yeah.
And then when he turned around, the guy who'd done the, you know, the deed with the finger pretended to go down as if he'd been hit.
You fingered him and then went down?
Yeah, exactly. You know?
How is that a bookable offence? That
seems, if anything,
sounds generous.
It seems overly intimate.
Yeah, he got his bum hole finger, didn't he?
There was some contact.
Well, the finger went in his bum hole.
In the general area. It was quite proctological. There was an element of, well, if you're going to check my prostate, at least train for a few years in this field.
I like how you're making it scientific, but we just want to say bumhole finger.
He put his finger in his bum hole.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the word bumhole more often than this, Rob.
Bumhole is funny, isn't it?
You finally got a catchphrase, something that people can shout at you in the street.
I almost regret bringing that story up now. Can we move on?
I mean, you brought it up, Dara, to be fair.
OK. The next story. OK, maybe before... OK. OK. What became legal across all of the United States this week?
Bumhole fingering.
Stop it.
It's very difficult to lie and claim you're taller than you are when you're the only member of the team that's on a booster seat.
The way nature of these things, you have to do little pickups that'll cover various options for the... Fuck me, everyone is gone.
Am I invisible?
Oh, no, you're still here, Hugh. You're always here.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm here. I've already gone.
OK.
We are live from Las Vegas for the grudge match of the century between Hulk Hogan and the Harlem Globetrotters. Racist, isn't he? I can't do it all.
I'm almost certain my producer has got this wrong. I'm a train, bollock, piddle, fuck.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we're definitely we're doing that again. That was the shittiest 6 people getting out of chairs we've had in 10 years of this show. OK, we need you to answer this question.
OK.
We've chosen you to answer this question because of many of your unique skills, including your attendance. Why did one of Corbyn's shadow cabinet appointments upset farmers? Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
How long can I keep this up? I've got a buzzer.
There's also an answer for this one, probably coming from Hugh again. Hugh, you're on fire today, I have to say. Compliment you on how well...
I was on fire, but I've wet myself, so...
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Nathan!
Ed, you and Milton?
Nathan. Sorry, I apologise. I mumbled it. I said Nathan.
You said Milton.
Did you not say Milton? There is literally no way...
Me and Milton, we get confused all the time.
All the time.
Tom Daley there receiving surprisingly low marks. Balls.
In other news, what essential task will British astronaut Major Tim Peake be responsible for aboard the International Space Station?
He's going to unclog the shitter.
He's not. That's a fucking problem. Yeah. So just as funny now as it was early on. OK, so translate this, Stephen fucking Fry. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a science documentary.
The dinosaurs were wiped out by a giant asteroid. Silly them for all standing in the same place.
Where the protons see the electron.
Scientists in Loughborough have found the formula to make the perfect cup of tea, which is quite controversial as the grant was for AIDS research.
See, and the problem with cocaine is it's well Moorish.
Well, we could ask a proper scientist about this, or we could ask Dara Ó Briain.
Hello, my name's Dara Ó Briain. And to try and bring science to the masses, I'm going to appear in a programme with Stephen Hawking wearing a ridiculous hat.
Just enough with the, you know... I love that hat, by the way.
Hello, I'm Dara Ó Briain. And I've got a massive head and a massive brain. But all I get to do in this bit is just press a little button.
Mr. Ó Briain, I award you a PhD. Phenomenal head, Dara.
I would just like to say that I think Dara Ó Briain's a legend.
I work with Dara Ó Briain. And today, my experiment is to turn this joke into a P45.
OK. The next topic is lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
He grabbed her hand, he held it tightly, and they skipped off through the fields of daffodils. And it was at that moment she thought he might be a little bit gay.
She felt every part of his 8 inches. He was stiff, absolutely wretched, and even in her innocence, she knew her hamster was dead.
He felt a swelling down there. Shouldn't have tried to bang a beehive.
He took her hand in his and squeezed it. Now, he thought, I wonder where the rest of her body is.
I want to role play. I'll be a prince from a mythical land, and you be your sister.
He looked at the tattoo of Chinese writing on her back. He didn't know what it meant, but he did know she'd put out on a first date.
Jeremy Corbyn, you've got me blindfolded. What are you going to do now? Nothing. I just wanted to highlight the injustice of inmates detained at Camp X-Ray without a fair trial.
Why? Why does it end like this? She said. Childhood accident, he replied. I crushed it in the trouser press.
The debutantes paraded in the ballroom in front of the rich landowners, and the Master of Ceremonies proudly proclaimed, "Let the Darcys fondle the arses."
She felt her bosom heaving as Mr. Darcy came ever closer. Blimey, he said. You don't get many of them to the pound.
Marjorie, I'm going to kiss you like you've never been kissed before.
Of course I've seen a black penis before, she said. Just never attached to a white man.
At the end of that round, the point is going to Ed, Catherine and Andy.
Sometimes when you listen to the radio, there's a tune that you can't get out of your head. It sort of plays again and again and again. It sort of gets faster and faster and faster, and finally it comes on.